What's up, guys? It's March 14th, 2011. This is One Question a Day, and I am Pete Moss. And I have a pretty interesting one question a day for you. I really want to know what you would do. All right, today there was a plane that took off from Mexico City, flying to LAX in Los Angeles, and on board were three Jewish men dressed in their Jewish attire. And something's going on with this time of year with their religion. That they have these straps they tie around them, and they actually carry a box that's got scriptures or something in it. But once the flight took off and got up into the air, these three Jewish men stood up and started chanting in prayer. Now, if they did this like at the mall or anywhere else, no big deal, whatever. But if you're in an airplane, especially since 9/11. If you're in an airplane and somebody who, especially if they're not your religion, stands up and starts chanting something like that, today's one question today: would that freak you out, and how would you react to it? First off, I'd hope there was an air marshal on that plane. If I was on there, if there wasn't an air marshal, me personally, I would confront those guys and say, "Look, you're scaring the fuck out of everybody. What are your intentions?" I may get arrested myself when we land at the LAX airport. The guys were questioned. They searched them, checked them out. They actually really did nothing wrong other than doing that. To me, the only time you should jump up and start screaming out in some kind of prayer to your religion, if the pilot comes over and says, "This plane is going to fucking crash," you better start praying to whoever you believe in. That would be understandable. But so today's one question today is: if you were on a plane and three men that were definitely of a different religion than you stood up and started chanting prayers, would it freak you out? Would you confront them? Would you start praying in your religion or whatever you believe? What would you do? Would you hope that there would be somebody like Pete Moss on the plane that would go and confront those guys? Because if there was no air marshal, I would tell the flight attendant, I'd be like, "Look, girl, you let me go up there. I'm going to shut these motherfuckers up. And we're going to tie them up, and we're going to put them in the back of the plane until we get to the next airport." That's just what I think. Pretty crazy story. La 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 la. I don't know what their chant or their prayer sounded like, but it just said once they got in flight, they started praying extremely loud, and it freaked out a lot of the passengers. I want to know what those passengers did or what they had to say about it. Does anybody know anyone who was on that flight, or know somebody who's got a cousin whose friend was on that flight, something like that? Any information about it, leave it in the comments, or if you know anything else about there's some kind of box they carry with scripture in it or something. Leave some comments to let me know. Anyway, so what would you do if some psychos stood up and started praying in a different religion on an airplane? Would it freak you out? It would me, but I would do something about it because I'm Pete Moss. This is One Question a Day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.